ganz schön viele Hochhäuser, ganz schön viel Beton. Und wenn man drin ist, unten in den Straßen, das ist schon beklemmend. Es prasselte der Regen runter und es war viel zu warm. Und man sah einfach irgendwie Menschen, die zusammen eingefärbt in so einem Raum leben. Und dann dazu diese Gitter, das war sehr krass. Ich fand es sehr schwer, das auszuhalten, in diesem Raum zu sein mit denen. Und dass einem wirklich klar wird, ey, die leben wirklich einfach jeden Tag so und leben auch schon seit Jahren so. Und das ist jetzt nicht irgendwie eine Übergangslösung, sondern das ist deren Leben.
So, all right, that's good. So listen, so this is a game we are playing today, all right? You will be the urban planner for this school. Imagine this school you have right now is no longer just one building. What if you get to replan the entire school so that the entire neighborhood can become part of your school?
Here, on the beach.
All right, don't just make a box for me. All right, if you build a box to tell me that this is your new school, I would be like, oh, boring, this is exactly what we have right now. So keep the idea, the main idea concise. Say the main idea first, and then you go into the detail.
This is like the Wi-Fi and electricity turbine. So like since the wind comes like from the east, it'll go this way, and we'll start turning the turbines, and then they'll generate electricity. Yeah. And also some Wi-Fi.
Free, without password, he said, right?
Very good. You know, I love your idea. Like this is one team that really truly combine art and science together.
So what I really liked about this exercise, you can see the children not thinking about constraints and not thinking about what's not possible normally. And I think that's really nice. They come up with crazy ideas.
Yeah, for me, I think this is what Hong Kong need more. Like even if you look at the actual building, right? Everything we're almost like on a grid, on a very orthogonal way, as if like they try to maximize footage and try to do a very conventional zoning. And it is very important for children to know that some of the rules are meant to be broken, like to make a better place. Like if you follow the rule, it doesn't sometimes just make things better. Like so I think it's an important lesson for them to be able to go wild in some sense.
Cool. So do you ever draw inspirations and constructions by the ideas and you didn't give the right copyright? Is that why you did?
Yeah, well, yes, partially. Some ideas is more like the way they do give me ideas that I think is nice. One student tell me that she actually make the entire roof like all clear. I said, well, I mean, just a skylight. I said, well, why do you do it? He said, I want my bedroom, I want to be lying down in my bedroom looking up to the sky and see the star. like, I mean, that thinking in itself, like I actually try to, we use it in some of our urban planning projects as well. It's like, how do you make a platform for people to enjoy the star on the inside? Yeah.
It's very inhuman. Yeah.
And the way it's shot is like as if you would be the person being there. These photos, it's like you can really imagine being in there, squeezed in there. This is kind of your life.
Yeah. You know, in Hong Kong, actually, even those people there in Hong Kong, not everyone they know about the situation of the poor, and then some people they even don't believe there are people that live in very poor conditions.
It's like you can't literally not turn around in this one.
Yeah. Actually, we have demonstration here, but actually already bigger size.
It's bigger than this,
We
right?
try, already a little bit bigger. So we make this for people to make. And you can imagine actually all your things you think. So there will not so many few things. You will put all full your and then so you have less space.
Yeah, because you need to store your belongings.
Yeah. Yeah, South Chapel is the poorest area in Hong Kong. And inside the old building, there are cage homes.
But from the outside, it doesn't look as bad.
Every room, they are around 30 square feet.
So usually it was like a normal room, and they kind of cut it in different sections, right?
Yeah. You cannot imagine in Hong Kong so modern, and we happened the building collapsed.
Because
it's overloaded.
then I would expect you having a lot of trouble with the Latin also with the organization.
Oh yes. They don't like us because they think we are destroying their business because we are helping people to rehouse and then move
because
out.
they think it's all right.
Yeah.
So what would you say? How many people are living in this kind of divided homes?
In Hong Kong, it's around 200,000 of people, according to the government.
According to the government?
Yes.
It's just something I wasn't aware of. And if you're walking through here, I had no chance to know about this. And
so we will go to visit family and the people you will know how the situation is. Yeah.
So I'm Fritjof. Hi.
係咪幫你做？係咪有張凳特地買咗嚟用啊？定咩啊？你
凳冇啊！
係咩？喺床
屋企冇位擺凳。
喺床度做功課嗰只係咩？
嗰個唔係凳嚟㗎，一張擺電腦呢啲台嚟㗎。
自己買嘅定咩？
人哋送。
人送㗎。Sometimes he has some small table on the bed.
And then sitting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because this is not fit also.
Yeah. Can I ask you how big this room is?
This is less than 30 square feet. Yeah.
How much?
阿香啊，依家幾多錢租啊而家1700。1,700.
Wow.
So because they are at that time they only the boy has the subsidy from the government, and government only pay the 1,700 for the rent subsidy. So finally,
So they can just
agree.
afford this with them.
Yeah.
Ich glaube, für den 13-jährigen Sohn ist das schwer und er weiß halt auch, dass es eine schwere Situation ist und er hat mir erzählt quasi, dass es schwierig ist mit Freunden, weil die mit nach Hause nehmen geht halt schlecht auf 3 Quadratmetern so und es führt halt irgendwie zu Problemen und auch quasi in der Folge so ein bisschen zur sozialen Ausgrenzung für ihn persönlich, weil er einfach irgendwie nicht ganz normal Freunde mit nach Hause nehmen kann und irgendwie mit denen eine Runde Computer spielen oder so, es geht halt nicht. Also was man da sieht, quasi welchen Einfluss die Mietpreise auf das Leben haben für Leute, die eben nicht so wahnsinnig viel Geld verdienen, um sich ein schönes Leben zu leisten. So.
I was always talking about Hong Kong being a city where, if you look from the plan, 70% of Hong Kong is actually forest, greenland.
Yeah.
But if you look around, people you don't see a lot of people smiling.
Yeah.
People are generally kind of unhappy. 1 in 7 people actually has mental illness here in Hong Kong. They're stressed out, they're nervous.
I can see that. Yeah. If you're in the middle of the city, then you don't feel the green.
Exactly. So sometimes it's not so much about the physical environment, it's also like the mental part of it.
I do see lots of models.
Well, maybe I give you a little bit background about what we do. We are a relatively small team of architects, and we really focus on sustainable design. So the green city, green planning theme is just all over our work. Half of us are in New York, the other half are over here in Hong Kong. As a small team, we find more opportunity in emerging markets like China, Southeast Asia, and Africa right now. As a young team, we don't want to limit our ideas by the name of my firm is Avoid Obvious. Yeah. So in some way,
You did. You succeeded.
We don't want to tell people the typical or traditional solution. We wanted to really give them the wild alternative, what it can be. Yeah. Once they buy into it, we may actually then tone it down and scale it down. Like, for example, the museum in Ethiopia. We give them we study the African art and give them a really good African art museum. But of course, now that we are trying to do the fundraising, we realize also Ethiopia, it could be a more difficult country right now to do such a thing. Yeah, so we may end up toning down some of the architectural moves.
Yeah, sure. And I totally get that, and it's probably the case all the time. But still, if you get half of it done or a third, then it's very different than a classical.
Yes, exactly.
Building along the riverfront in an organic way.
Also ich glaube, man kann auch schnell einen Entwurf machen, aber bis es dann Realität ist, ist Architektur, glaube ich, einfach viel warten. So in der Zeit, wo man Gebäude plant und bis es dann umgesetzt ist, bis es fertig ist, kann man halt eine ganze Firma gründen und groß machen. So. Das ist schon krass, das Commitment an Zeit und auch die Abhängigkeit. Ne? Also ein Gebäude kostet halt immer, gerade so ein großes Gebäude, wahnsinnig viel Geld. Und wenn ich das Geld nicht habe, kann ich es auch nicht bauen. Das heißt, ich muss auch immer mit großen Investoren zusammenarbeiten, um meine Kreativität auch zum Leben zu bringen. Und ehrlich gesagt ist es auch sehr unwahrscheinlich, dass die Idee genauso umgesetzt wird, wie ich das möchte, weil vielleicht ist nicht genug Geld da, vielleicht finden die Leute es nicht gut genug. Das heißt, man ist immer, meiner Ansicht nach, in einer relativ abhängigen Situation. So, und das ist irgendwie schade. So, das, denke ich, ist auf jeden Fall relativ krass in der Architektur so.
So for all those who don't know W Hub, our own passion is to help startups grow, to know where to connect, how to connect, where the resources are. Given where Hong Kong is coming from, 24% of all startups are in the e-commerce sector, followed by SaaS, software as a service and advertising businesses, which are still dominant.
So then it's kind of your baby here, right?
Totally. I mean, I do have, a huge passion for Hong Kong.
I'd say that's a positive given. Yeah.
True, but I think one of the things that is really great in Hong Kong is even as a foreigner, it's easy to do business. As you could see tonight, you can network in English, you can do business in English, contracts, everything are in English. And it's the rule of law here, so it is the rule of law just way more simplified. I think I would never have started a startup in Germany. It's like too complex, right?
I would have never either.
Labor law and
like the father of my co-founder, he was a tax consultant, so
yes.
He kind of said, yeah, do it guys, I'm gonna take care of the taxes.
I think you can see that it's really a city of extremes, even if you walk through some of the more modern quarters here. If you look at the average salary that people earn and the prices, it doesn't add up. So of course it must exist, these really, really bad living conditions. And what the young people complain is the cost of living, right? So there are even, the government is looking into ways of maybe building livings to encourage founders, startup founders, company.
Yeah, I would say so. So it's always, it's called the creative class, right? So the people that don't earn a lot, but kind of willing to push forward, are creative and willing to start something.
Yes, exactly.
And if you can't afford a living here in Hong Kong, then these people won't be here, right?
No,
Because they just can't.
Exactly, yeah.
Für Startups ist es halt cool, wenn Wohnraum nicht wahnsinnig viel Geld kostet, sondern einfach Leute von überall hinkommen können und sagen können, alles klar, ich probier's mal in der Stadt. Und ganz ehrlich, ich probier's mal in Hongkong bei den Mietpreisen, ist relativ unwahrscheinlich. Und wenn ich gründe und mir ernsthaft darüber Gedanken machen muss, nicht nur kann ich das Gehalt für meinen Mitarbeiter bezahlen, sondern kann ich überhaupt den Schreibtisch, den Platz, die Quadratmeter bezahlen für ihn, dann muss ich sagen, so, er ist schon ganz schön kaputt. So, dann würde ich mein Startup, wenn ich völlig frei bin, wahrscheinlich eher woanders gründen.
The amazing part about this is almost a celebration of construction and technology.
Yeah.
It's like state-of-the-art building, but when they repair it, they still rely on bamboo construction.
It's nice. It's like putting bamboo on a spaceship.
Yes. Connect this new building to another old building. I love being an architect. Like, if you can get a building done like this, your name become part of the legacy, part of history. Your work, your practice, your name will last forever in the book of history. And I know my profession takes a lot longer than many people, but it is what it is. If I want to make the history, I have to wait for it. Whenever you wanted to do, let's say, a school like this one, they will ask you for a portfolio of 30 years of experience doing education building. As a younger architect, if you don't have that project to begin with, you're never able to accumulate that 30 years.
Yeah. So me personally, I really like your designs, and if I see them out printed and see how you kind of have greens in it, all that stuff, it looks amazing. On the other side is like, if I'm limited in money and stuff, it's like, am I really able to kind of realize something you're imagining? It's like, is it too far off, or is it realistic to do something like that?
The short answer to your question is that it is actually sometimes cheaper to do what we design
than it is to do a, let's say, traditional building, specifying like green technology that saves you money in the long run. So sometimes we can't just look at the upfront cost, but we have to look at the life cycle of the entire building to see how much money we can save you.
So another thing which really interests me is like, they're huge projects and you're competing with them, and probably it's like sometimes you win one and then sometimes you don't win for a longer time. So is it kind of for you as a young father, is it hard to sustain the financial base for your family, or is it?
I think the way I survived, in Hong Kong is just like the way my parents survived here. We live minimally. We rarely buy any new stuff, even for my own kid. Our sofa, our TV are all second-handed. I believe that is a green living. At the same time, it just makes a lot of financial sense.
Yeah.
Ich glaube, Vicky ganz besonders ist jemand, der sehr in der Zukunft ist und quasi Denkanstöße baut, wie eine Stadt aussehen könnte. Und wie kann ich eigentlich die Stadt zu etwas machen, was nicht so sehr im Kontrast steht zu der Natur, sondern wie kann ich eigentlich die Natur in die Stadt holen. Und das Kapital ist wahnsinnig entscheidend für das, wie eine Stadt aussieht und was gebaut wird, weil letztendlich wird ein Architekt beauftragt und wenn der coole Entwürfe hat, dann ist es super. So, aber de facto, wenn ich mich hier umgucke, dann sind halt 95% aller Hochhäuser also günstig gebaute Klötze, die echt nicht schön sind. Und ich glaube, viele Architekten würden das gerne anders haben und besser haben und schöner haben. So. De facto wird es halt kaum umgesetzt.
Tag 6000 Essen für ältere Leute, super gut organisiert, ziemlich straight. Also ich habe mich ganz schön umgeguckt da in der Küche, das ging ganz schön schnell zur Sache. Ja, okay. Ja? Okay. Ja, das hier hat einen Impact. Und eben nicht nur das Essen, sondern du siehst halt, dass die meisten Leute, habe ich gelernt, leben alleine zu Hause. Und das ist halt der Punkt hier, wo die zusammenkommen, sich unterhalten. Und es wird auch gelacht, einfach viel. Da merkt man, wie groß dieser Teil ist für das persönliche Glück von diesen Menschen. Wenn ich jetzt was Neues mache, dann suche ich mir dann auch gerne ein Feld, wo ich denke, bye bye. Nicht nur, dass es irgendwie Geld verdient, sondern irgendwie auch viel mehr, dass es einen Unterschied macht. Also dass es etwas ist, was ein Problem löst und irgendwas auf der Welt hoffentlich ein Stückchen besser macht. Mehr als die Hälfte der Menschen lebt mittlerweile in Städten und es wird halt noch mehr. Und aus verschiedensten Gründen ziehen die natürlich in die Städte. Die meisten versprechen sich ein besseres Leben. Kommen halt auch eben teilweise mit falschen Vorstellungen in der Stadt und finden keinen Job und haben es eigentlich total schwer. Manchmal wäre es vielleicht besser gewesen, es nicht zu machen. Aber Urbanisierung ist eigentlich ja auch nichts anderes als die Verdichtung von Menschen an einem Ort. Und manchmal habe ich das Gefühl, werden
durch Verdichtung Sachen halt ein bisschen offensichtlicher und klarer.